Ho ho buddies, welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Virtue's Last Reward. We are playing the last episode. I feel like we're very close to the end. Last time we managed to escape. We managed to save Akane at the very beginning of the story, where she's killed by Dio. We saved her. And then we were zipped back to the end of the story, at the end of the timeline, and we were able to ally ourselves in the AB game. And I think the reason behind that is because there wasn't that initial death to give us all, to make us all suspicious. So we were able to just go ahead and do the AB game as normal. I think it was... The idea is, I think... Oh, well, let's get to the big news first. So the big news is that we're not in the desert somewhere, and it's not the year 2028. We'd already suspected that it wasn't the year 2028 because of this guy here, Temioji, who we think is secretly Junpei, and it's now been confirmed that he's Junpei, so that's no secret. And we're not in the desert. We're on the moon, looking at a ravaged Earth. Apparently there was some incident in 2029 that destroyed the Earth. Destroyed the Earth's atmosphere so that only red light can escape, which means that it appears red. So it wasn't a moon we were looking at the actual Earth, which was a big twist. And I feel like the point of the AB experiment is to send our consciousness back in time, and intervene somehow with whatever caused the whole world to go crazy and start launching these bombs or whatever it was. But anyway, we're going to head back here. We were so lost in thought that we barely noticed Phi's approach, so Phi's going to approach us and say something, so let's see what she's got to say for herself. Hey, Sigma. I think I figured something out. A window popped up on my popped up on the inside of my helmet, with Whisper in the corner. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah? What is it? I figured out why there's an extra E. Oh, on the 9th lion. An extra E. Oh, is it supposed to represent Earth? No. Oh, you mean the graffiti? Yeah, the one on floor B. I think it's an anagram, just like on floor A. What's Anna say this time? God damn it, Sigma. Knock it off. Memento mori if the 9th lion ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get... The man on the moon rules the infinite time. See? Oh, look at that. Yeah, you do. You need 6 E's to get that. So they stuck an extra one in 9th. The man on the moon rules the infinite time. I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us? We created the AB project for one purpose. To transport the consciousness of 2 people into the past. Those two people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi. Poo 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 poo. So, what are you getting at? My god, you're slow. You don't get it. They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple of hours. I think they're planning to send us back, way back. Called it. But wait a minute. Are you saying you think they're going to send us back 45 years? Yeah, I'd bet on it. So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Temioji was talking about. I think so. That doesn't make sense, though. I mean, we came from that same time period before it, actually. We came from that same time period before it, actually. So why bring us here and then send us back? Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit. You know where she is? I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key? Tufu ego iris. The grave. The one in the garden. Well, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go. I'd forgotten about that grave. We turned and ran back in the pressure exchange chamber, the others following close behind. What? What are you doing? Did you forget something? We're gonna have a talk with somebody. Who? You really need me to spell it out? The person behind all this? You mean Akane? What? I'll take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then. Wait. Why do you know about Akane? I'll tell you when we get there. Now, if you please.
I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
If there's Akane, you can guarantee that there's Tenmyoji.
I'm going too, then.
So am I. Hey, is this Akane you're talking about?
Yeah. You know her real well.
Wait. You're not. You're serious. What the hell is going on? Ugh, shut up. Just shut up. Come if you want to. We don't need to do roll call. Once we get there, Akane can explain everything. With that, we headed back through the airlock. If the game is over, then what's stopping someone just coming back, opening the door, and letting people out? Is it still going to not explode, but is it still going to kill them? Was that established at some point? Ah, clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course. But the door on floor B. Oh, I see. Yeah, I thought we might be able to take the lift to it. And it looks like I was right.
Any idea where Akane might be?
Yeah, the grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah, don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive. Just in the grave. Seems like a paradox. Anyway, let's move. To the garden. She's like suffocating there. One of those bells that you used to have above the grave so that people could ring. He's just going crazy when we go in. Everyone start digging! B garden. What does the B stand for? Back. Is she there? I mean, that is there. Oh, there's the key. Is Akane really under here? I think so.
What should we do? Are we going to dig her out?
No, I don't think we'll. I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole on the grave? If I just... Oh, she gave us a key, didn't she? Insert this here. I pulled the key off my ankle and fitted it into the hole. I twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift. Oh, there we go. She's in the treatment pod. What is this? Oh, What is this? It doesn't look like a coffin. Yeah, it's a treatment pod. Oh my god. It is, isn't it? The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what was in it. Let's see what's inside. She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod. No good. I think it's locked. What? What? Treatment pod TP00 Stage 1 defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once Stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage. Right. Cold sleep.
What?
These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Miss Akane is like an ice cube.
I think so.
Then, we've got to wait till she melts.
Yeah. So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane? I remembered. What do you remember? Everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project. The AB project? Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses, at least, to the past. Back 45 years, right? Yes. So you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission. Well, not exactly. What do you mean? It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late. Too late? What do you mean? Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all of this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why I had to play the AB game and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you can make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that the moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That is a wild theory. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down the brain's processing speed, we can store your potential, quote unquote. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait. Hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi. What about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. So in earlier histories, they were all here. Really? Okay. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an Annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes. In preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you were able to access the 4th dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you that?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history. You were able to perform a prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind.
Oh yeah, you did do that, Alice.
Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were able to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Number 31. Finally, we will use that information to stop the detonation in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. We would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. Why not just put space dust? Okay, whatever. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You were able to access the 4th dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
You want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind. I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me? Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down? We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was an autopilot. It was on autopilot as soon as we got in. It headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed. Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out. And when I woke up, I was in the AB room. Look at him bouncing up.
Good. Now, Dio. His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. something out of Captain Scarlet. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Fi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So Dia was given 2 tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dia won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dia was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9. Hence the bombs.
Can I ask you something? Perhaps, how did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now, though. May I proceed?
No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone save 2. Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be alright with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering. Who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him. Sigma.
Oh, hang on. Who said that then? It was Quark that said him. What? You've already met him. Is he saying I'm Zero? What?
In another timeline.
Oh, okay, thank God. Shit, okay. Just ignoring Quark entirely. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, I saw a hologram. I still don't know who he is. Stage 2 is complete. TP00 unlocking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents. Okay. Let's get started then. Ready? Phi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah, anytime. Alright. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Bum bum. Bum bum.
Whoa. That's me? What? Suddenly my head was full of memories from another timeline, from other timelines, and seen something like this before. The warehouse off floor B, in front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was ejected with tubucurarine, and that was the end of that. But wait, if the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
You've finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone.
Oh, it was Akane all this time?
I'll be at your side watching over you.
No. Oh my god, you're...
Yes. I am... Superman. There she is.
Akane Karashiki. Oh, God, it was hard to keep up with that voice.
It's you. June. I mean, Akane from... But you're old.
Yes, that is correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei!
Akane. Long time no see?
Trying to act really cool. I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. It felt like all the air that had been knocked out of me. It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do to not collapse right then and there. When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
Kaboom! Fuck you, Dio.
Once you'd saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did at least. I carried your bodies to the 3rd AB room, and then took Dio's to the 5th. After that, I went into the 1st room and borrowed Kay's armor. So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Oh, wrong voice.
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you. And then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
What? No, that's nuts. Alright. What about the other history? The one where you weren't saved? What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of Sopril can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose. So, who is he? You've never seen him before.
Whoa, okay. What's happening?
No!
What about the rest of you? I've no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Guys, I'm right here. Am I not actually there?
Me either.
Total stranger. Hey, come on, what are you guys saying? Right here? Same face? Huh?
Huh?
Oh.
Are you alright, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past. Or in the future.
Oh, okay. Am I actually old? What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future. From 45 years ago.
I looked around frantically. A pond. I ran to it and threw myself down onto my knees. Crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it! I struggled to take deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond, looking for my reflection. How have you not seen your reflection at this point? There's been so many instances where you could have seen your reflection. It's so frustrating. So, like, the mirror in the infirmary? Was that the one that was, like, misted over? Every reflective surface was taken account of. I'm Zero! Fuck! What? No. This can't be real. His face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Klim. Although to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
The detective cannot be the culprit. What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be. A pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you're going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Klim. Your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years from now, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle.
Why did he wear the outfit then? Was he just told to?
Well, I suppose for you that's still in the future.
Or was he put in it? He was put in it.
When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. Were you prepared for that? You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game.
Oh, okay. Wow.
He's been wearing it every day all his life.
But how would he cut his hair? Why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place. I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all what they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body, anima body. Anima is another word for the soul, or the consciousness. Body as well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch.
Ooh, okay. The past consciousness will go into the future body. The future consciousness will go into the past body. Oh.
That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right? A Nevada test site. EDB and Rhizome 9. Okay.
Yes. Of course it was you who investigated the garden in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making. A is where everything began.
2028.
December the 25th, 2028. You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You're in your own body, but it's 67 years old.
17.
Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out. Moving on. If you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time has passed. But to you it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes.
So we're just slowly making our way.
It's so frustrating, I'd rather move quicker. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past.
To D.
It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body. But that's the same day as the reactor explosions. The same day as the reactor explosions.
That's right.
Yes.
Hang on, who said that?
Oh, Temioji.
Same voice, right? Pretty much.
That is why I said it will be too late. You'll return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened. The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B.
What? Okay, so going to D.
But this time you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body.
Right. Okay.
Until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is, Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A. Right, okay. December 25th, 2028, the day of all this started. The day all of this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time, 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and will return to your body at C.
So it's rotating.
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path. With one exception.
This line here at point E, right? This here?
Exactly.
Oh, I see. So it's supposed to go to A, B, Jesus Christ, E, no, hang on, C, right? How did it... Right, A, B, and it's going to go to E and D. Okay, whatever. I'm assuming it's A, B, C, D, E, but I don't know how... don't know how that's actually working. What does it matter? Oh, maybe it goes like this. B. Maybe it goes back and meets there. Or A. Here. Touches here. And then touches there. And then touches there. And then has to go back to B. And then back to A, then to E, and then to D again, and to C, then starts again. That's the loop.
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes. By now you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, We can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out. By jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028.
Yes. That is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for that C to happen, we can recreate everything that happened in this facility. We had to. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction, and undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Nuts. Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27th, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But, look. I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon?
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Bullets don't come from slingshots. And how do you propose we do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
You haven't figured it out? I mean this.
He used knife. No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Fi! I screamed and leapt toward them. Akane was already in motion, the knife driving towards Fi's chest. I was almost there. And we've jumped. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. Uh-oh. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realise that it was Akane's body lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. To Fio Ego Eris. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. Whoa, okay. That's the end! Oh my god. So had we jumped at that last point and that was actually old Sigma? Dr. Sigma, we'll call him. And, what's the antithesis of that, I suppose? Chad Sigma. Chad Sigma and Dr. Sigma. Is it going to be a secret bit, or what? It hasn't said we've completed it yet, so... I'm assuming there's gotta be something else. I need some kind of resolution. Did we do it? I mean, the fact that if we saw Dr. Sigma appear there, then that implies that maybe it didn't work. Unless we're going to turn around and it's going to be that we're on the Earth again and everything's fine. I feel like that's the good ending, though. I think we did everything possible. Right? Can we skip this? Can we skip this? I guess we can't skip this. That was intense. That was so many... That was so much more than 999. Not necessarily... I think 999 has what 999 has going for it is like a compact and neat package, whereas Virtue's Last Reward is a lot more ambitious, and the narrative is much longer and more intricate. And I wonder whether it kind of suffers a little bit because of that, but I feel like I think the outcome is inevitably a better product. But you do have to, it's a bit of a slog. It's longer for sure. I mean, this is like episode 53. And I think I only did like 29 episodes of the first one. I wonder whether the last one... Oh, that's the fire end. A new destination's been added to the flowchart. Are you fucking kidding? What's this? Alright. So have we gone back in time? Alright, well, I guess we're going to find out next time on Borderline Games. We're out of time. I hope that this is going to be enough for an episode. I guess we'll find out. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Virtue's Last Reward. And we will see you next time for the final episode of Virtue's Last Reward. See you guys later. Bye bye. Have a good evening. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.